This is Pamela Jean Curry coming from a campground in Florida where I have my 6 cats. This is my application, or part of my application for my new career. And I'm self-publishing right now and writing some more, putting up my photography at Instagram. And besides that, I am also finding time to spend with my cats. We came out of a very bad situation where they were with a colony of kittens, which I took care of, and the kittens were flea-ridden, and no matter how much I did, we were all having problems. So they've been through deworming. They've spent a month outside in the beautiful weather, and they were sleeping in a terrible place for almost an entire year. We're all getting healthy mentally and physically, so it's been a slow comeback. And this is something that is hard to describe when you have a situation that happens to you when you're a strong person that you're not able to overcome, because I just came out of a situation where I was taking care of my mother as a caretaker. I had no references to bring with me, and it was hard to describe what the family business situation was because my father died. He left the business to my mom and my brother. My brother's a drug addict, and a lot of his clients are drug addicts, and that makes a threatening situation, and I did not want to leave my mother alone with him. It wasn't until recently my brother was just arrested for drugs. So I've had like a hard luck situation, which right this second I'm trying to turn around. I'm 62 years old. I'm very excited about having another career. I've just updated my Instagram account to my name, Pamela Jean Curry, with my recent portfolio and some of my older work. My website is Libel, Libel.online, and at Libel Online you can pretty much see, I have pages that are hidden, but pretty much see my portfolio in that page having to do with my own cats, on my books about my cats, which I publish at Amazon.com. They're ebooks, and they are, there's 3 in a series that are the Ginger Cat family, and then one recent that has to do with the cats of the Gordon Street Soccer Club. And that was a 1-year project where I did a lot of videos, little documentaries that are on YouTube about a very bad situation with cats, which I had no idea was going to come about. And I am now free from that and out looking for something to do with my life that I wanted to be doing, which is writing. I had planned this after my mother died, but it was very hard. Because nobody wants to accept that a 62-year-old is trying to make change. I've just lost a size. I'm down to a size 12. I hope to get down to a size 10. I have no makeup on because it's the wild outdoors, and I do like dresses and suits and high heels. So this isn't actually the way I usually am. I've also updated some of my other things on LinkedIn. My name is Pamela Jean Curry. I've just updated some things there, and I'm constantly working. I grew up with a father who was a workaholic. He always had us doing work with him and for him, and he was a property manager as well as someone who did taxes online. He did taxes, he did accounting, small business accounting. He worked for a lot of corporations, and his work got me jobs. I was teaching at 20 because of both of my parents at a business school, and I got several jobs with corporations because of my parents and their background in businesses. My mother worked for Capital Airlines, Mohawk Airlines, Allegheny Airlines, U.S. Air, then opened her own travel agency in the 70s. In the 70s I did a lot of traveling, and I also was going to school. Was a lot of things that are big holes in my resume, and mostly because of my family business. I had a lot of opportunity to have privilege, not much money, but when you travel the world, privilege is a wonderful thing, and you will learn a lot more from traveling than you just sitting in a classroom. You can always bundle up with a lot of textbooks on your trip. So now I'm self-taught at a lot of things, and I just want to get back to work as a writer. I have a book proposal that I'm working on. This is the first time I've made a book proposal, and I'm going to be writing that in the next couple of days. It's about my lawsuit against the New York Times, but it's not a memoir. It is about how they suppressed information about technology so they could move ahead as a business, not as a news agency wanting the truth, but as a business, and how it has actually turned around full circle to hurt them. Now with the new EU rules coming up in May of 2018, there really is a relevant connection, and I'm going to be working on on that to bring the book around. Otherwise, I think I'd have waited, till I was older, because I don't want to write a memoir. I want to have something timely that helps people understand why I fought so very hard to have the first lawsuit in the history of America where the retaliation count was about data valence using technology and computing, and that was in 1989. Most courthouses didn't even have computers, and at the time the judge would not allow me to bring a computer in the courthouse, yet the New York Times offices were full of computers, and they were already in the 80s sending their newspaper to be published in Europe via satellite. So we've had a whole industry in the legal field that's been behind the news industry, and it's despite everyone like the EFF and other agencies are trying to tell you that this is going to be a huge change coming up in May, it really isn't much of a change. It's just so much has been buried for so long that they don't know the difference. A lot of these younger people coming up just are so conditioned to not knowing things that they don't ask and they don't inquire. And right now I'm in a very beautiful place, and it's helping me get through everything I need to get through. And I'm very happy to be writing again. And everything is, as far as I'm concerned, I want to go back to work, because every day I do work. I have always worked all the time. My family was non-stop work in our household. And after my father died, it was even more, because he had made no plans for his death. So I became the company shredder. And that's a whole nother book. The company shredder is about learning about a business after your father dies and taking responsibility for things which you were never paid for, because there is with the IRS a never-ending cycle that you have to keep papers, you have to talk to people, and it goes on, and I had to find out a lot of things really quickly. So I've done a lot of business work. I've worked for a couple of corporations, and I'm trying to combine all that with my artist work, and also I have a screenplay I'm working on. So thank you very much for listening, and this is Pamela Jean Curry, trying to, at 62, despite the fact that I'm getting a lot of criticism and a lot of people trying to hold me down and back, I'm trying to have the power to fly again. Thank you.